What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got some spicy Salamangreat action for you guys to check out, showing you maybe the ceiling of the archetype currently in this format and what Salamangreat can do. There's still a lot of discussions going around in the Salamangreat community, and the deck has already seen some success on the regional level, maybe more on the YCS level, but there's still a lot of discussions on what the right build of Salamangreats is, whether you should be focusing on rank 3s. I actually saw a regional build that didn't run any rank 3s at all. He was just running rank 4 XC monsters, and this is going to show you guys a very small engine you can run in Salamangreats that has a profound impact. And I'm not even talking about the Resonator stuff, which is going to come into play here. But anyways, we'll go ahead and roll this. This is Master Rule 5 because we're, almost there. He's going to go for Resonator Call. Get the red Resonator. I love this play. The fact that red Resonator can just summon the Ladybug from your hand, it feels incredibly solid because not only does this get you 2 monsters on field, but it gets you that same search your normal summon committed to Ladybug would get. It also is going to get you the Horse Prince, which is really, really awesome. I'll show you guys what you can do with Horse Prince. Horse Prince can actually not just summon Gazelle from the deck, it can summon something even sweeter sometimes. That's Flame Buffalo. Flame Buffalo can, unbrick your hand. You can get something like the Foxy into the graveyard, which you're not going to normal summon Foxy anyways. You already use your normal summon. Now, I will say, if you do go like this option, if your red Resonator gets impermanence, or if it gets like Effect Veiler, you're probably gonna lose the duel. That's the one caveat about this type of build. This is the card that I love. So he used Signet Mining for Microcoder, and I feel like this is such a great engine for Salamangreats. It's only like a 2-card engine, by the way. You guys will see how it comes into play a little later. He is gonna go for that Salamangreat Foul. Now he used the Microcoder from his hand, and he link summoned using his Gazelle on field. Another reason why this card is so good, you never have to summon it. You can just link summon it using effects from your hand. This used to be maybe not as good because Stalio would lock you into fires, but now there's no more Stalios, so you can just kind of add this card to your hand, then use stuff on field. It gives you an Infernity Barrier and the Signet Conflict, which you only need to run 1 copy of. And you do have to have a Code Talker Link monster on field, but this is so good because when you're already going to have something like Salamangreat Roar or Rage, now you get yourself another disruptive card against your opponent. Plus, it's not like Salamangreats don't already use Transcode Talker. Transcode Talker is amazing in Salamangreats, opens up a lot of those OTKs with oh my god, I'm forgetting the card. I'm gonna have to look into the extra deck. Why am I wanting to say Decode Talk? Update Jammer. There it is. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, he's gonna go for number 41 Bagusta, which obviously that could be Abyss Dweller if you know you're playing an Orcus matchup, or something even like Spiral that's super graveyard reliant. But against Dark Magician, it's probably a little better to go for Bagusta because Dark Magician doesn't use its graveyard all that much. Anyways, he hit his opponent with the copy of Rage, and you can see obviously this duel is over. He still had his 2 Infernity Barriers and Roar in the Signet Conflict. Didn't even need to use those cards, but if he did, his opponent probably wouldn't even have got as far as he did. I feel like this build of Salamangreats, it can be pretty damn spicy. In fact, we'll check out the build and we'll talk about it a little more as we look at the build. Yeah, I really like this because even if you weren't going to play the red Resonator and you weren't going to commit to like Horse Prince and stuff like that, I still think that it's legitimate to run Microcoder and Signet Conflict in Salamangreats because it's only a 2-card engine. And the thing about it is, like, if you open with Salamangreats, you open really well. You already have access to Gazelle because keep in mind, you can get to Gazelle even without using Ladybug, even without using cards like Signet Mining. You can easily like top deck a Circle or open with Circle or something like that, or just hard draw Gazelle. So in turns where you already have like your Salamangreat combo, this is a really good card to search from like Ladybug or from Signet Mining, and you're already running 3 copies of those cards anyways. You also never have to summon this guy, and essentially as long as you're willing to commit to a Code Talker Link monster, Code Talker, the original one, is just really easy to summon. And even if you don't want to go for this, like go for, not Update Jammer, go for Transcode Talker, which is excellent. You essentially just get another Infernity Barrier. And I feel like a lot of times in Yu-Gi-Oh, having that extra disruption can be the difference between your opponent breaking your board and you just, being able to maintain your turn one field. Because we all know with the recovery of Salamangreats, if your opponent doesn't break your board, you're going to win the game. You have too much recovery in your deck. Now, I think that if you didn't want to commit to the red resonators and stuff like that, then obviously you drop the red resonators, you would drop the copies of Resonator Call, and you probably just max out on like Will of the Salamangreats. I've even seen some builds that don't run Flame Buffalo, which is interesting, but I think in this build you kind of have to run Flame Buffalo because as we saw in the duel, it can be summoned from Horse Prince. Most people look at Horse Prince and they just specifically think of Gazelle, which obviously is strong, but being able to summon the Flame Buffalo can be a little better in some instances because it kind of can unbrick your hand or it can draw you deeper in the trap cards. And with Salamangreat, it's really just about like how many times can you stop your opponent, because Salamangreat will naturally just generate offense and recursion, so you don't really need to worry about your offense. Offense takes care of itself in Salamangreats. The defense is always where it's at when it comes to this deck. Anyways, if you guys are interested in the deck profile, of course it'll be in the description. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.